Okay.
The money from the Ice Bucket Challenge is critical to finding treatments and cures for ALS. There are some people that say that it doesn't make sense, and they're absolutely wrong. Speaking from somebody that has ALS and has done an enormous amount of research and works with the ALS Association, I know that big drug companies are very hesitant to engage in research for therapies and cures for ALS. Here's the reason. It costs approximately $1 billion for any drug to come to market, from time of inception on. And the time frame is 10 to 15 years. That time frame is too long for anybody that suffers from a terminal disease where the lifespan is 3 to 5 years. So the money is critical because they will entice drug companies to jump into this space and start with therapies that could potentially help. The ALS Association is very involved in advocacy in government issues and with the FDA. It's imperative that the FDA change their rulings so drugs are approved quicker for terminal diseases. 10 to 15 years just won't work for someone who will die before a drug is brought to market. So the ALS Association works with the FDA to hopefully bring drugs to humanitarian use far beyond and far in front of that 10 to 15 years. So it's a huge start. It's the best start ALS has ever had. And it is important that people remember it year over year over year in order to keep the momentum going, to keep drug companies engaged, to keep government officials on their toes for such a disease, and change the rulings of the FDA. This is not a normal disease. It needs urgency, and by your giving year over year is the way to help make a world that does not have ALS. I want to thank all of you for your help. My own story is I was a director for UPS. I traveled the world. In 2010, in December, I was diagnosed with Johns Hopkins with the disease. It felt like an ice bucket of cold water got poured on me. And frankly, I could not think, I could not move. I knew that I was diagnosed with a terminal disease. I did not know how long I had. 50% of the people diagnosed with ALS die in the first 15 months. And nobody knows if their number is up during that time. I've had the disease for 4 years. I consider myself to be very lucky that I'm still here and that I can speak. Most people can't. And so it's important that I speak out on behalf of those that can't, of those that give up, of those that have no hope. The Ice Bucket Challenge brings hope to many of us. The mean age of getting ALS is 55. The baseball player that started the Ice Bucket Challenge is 27. We see the numbers continue to decline in terms of the age of people with ALS. It strikes those of us that are seemingly very healthy, very active, type A personalities, and it strikes without a moment's notice. Myself, I was diagnosed in December of 2010. In August of that same year, I had a complete physical and was deemed completely healthy. So I went from August to several months later knowing that I would die. I am very active in the community, in the government, and pushing for any device that will help me live long enough to see my 12-and-a-half-year-old graduate from high school. I'm determined, and I thank all of you who helped make that effort possible. So please remember ALS and your giving every year. Know that you're making a difference. Know that you're creating a world without ALS.